What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another Manchester City video, where today we're going to be doing the preview of Man City's Champions League away game against AS Monaco, where we're facing a little bit of what I call the Rodri problem. So before I do crack on with this video, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. SofaScore is an app that's going to keep you guys up to date every single step of the way with all the latest football scores from around the grounds. They're going to keep you guys up to date with the latest match information, the latest team news, and so much more. It's not just limited to football scores and information, it's got you guys covered for all the sports that you want to follow, all in one place, all in one app. Anyone that does download SofaScore using my link in the description or the QR code on screen does help to support the future content created here on my channel. SofaScore is a tremendously highly rated app for you guys to go and check out, and also it's free to download, so anyone that does do that does help to support the future content created here on my channel. So having a look at the match information for this game, Man City's first Champions League away game of the season, taking place at Stade Louis II in Monaco. It's Champions League match day number 2 on Wednesday, 1st of October 2025, with an 8 PM BST kickoff time, with the game being broadcast live in the UK on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus. Anyone heading to Monaco for this game, do enjoy yourselves and do keep yourselves safe as well. I imagine many will be travelling directly through France to get to Monaco, so yeah, have a great time. So having a look at the result from last time we faced AS Monaco, it was all the way back in March 2017, and it was that away game where Man City lost by 3-1, as City were being torn apart by the likes of Falcao, Bernardo, Silva, Benjamin Mendy, etc., etc., as City went out of the Champions League at the last 16 stage to AS Monaco, thanks to that 3-1 defeat, where it finished 6-all on aggregate, and at the time away goals did count, and Man City went out on away goals to AS Monaco. So AS Monaco, which you may be wondering what the AS stands for, it stands for Association Sportive de Monaco, formed in 1924, led by manager Adolphe Hutter. They find themselves 4th in Ligue 1 in France right now. However, not got off to the most impressive start in the Champions League. They lost by 4-1 away from home against Club Brugge in the first game. It means they find themselves in 34th place in the Champions League table. In terms of their current form, they've won 4 of their 7 games this season. They did lose at the weekend as well, away from home against Lorient by 3-1. They lost against Club Brugge as well in their first Champions League game by 4-1. Now, having a look at where the dangers lie here for AS Monaco, I'm looking towards the likes of Minamino, former Liverpool attacker. We're looking at Ansu Fati as well, a quality attacker. They've got other bits of quality. Akliouche, who was linked with a move to Manchester City back in the summer transfer window from AS Monaco, and also you've got former Tottenham man Eric Dyer, who I'm expecting to start as a centre-back in this game. So having a look then at their expected team, I think Monaco are going to go with a 4-2-2-2 formation. They're missing Denis Zakaria, Paul Pogba, Hradecky and Golovin are all missing for Monaco for this game. So I think it's going to be Cohn starting in goal. A back four made up of Vanderson, Dyer, Mawissa and Henrique. Good quality left back there in Henrique, and then a midfield made up of Bamba and Kamara. Further ahead of them, you're going to have Akliouche and Minamino, and I reckon it's going to be Balogun and Fati starting as the 2 attackers for Monaco. Now, for Manchester City, formed in 1894, led by manager Pep Guardiola, find ourselves currently at this moment in time 7th. We're 9th in the Champions League as well in terms of our form, looking pretty good. Won 4 of our last 5 games with wins against Manchester United and Napoli at home. Napoli, of course, our first Champions League game of the season. There's a draw against Arsenal away in there. We won against Huddersfield in the Carabao Cup, and we won on Saturday, eventually, by 5-1 at home in the Premier League against Burnley. Now, Manchester City, we've got dangers all over the pitch. In terms of injury news, though, we are missing a few players. Omar Marmoush, Rayan Ait-Nouri and Khusanov all missed this game, confirmed. We do have Rodri and Cherki training. I wouldn't be in a rush to get either of these players back, just purely because I'm looking at this from the international break point of view, because we play one one more time after this game at the weekend against Brentford, and then it's the international break. If we've got Rayan, Cherki and Rodri featuring in the squad and getting minutes against Monaco and against Brentford away from home on Sunday, then the two players are going to be made available for to be called up for international duty with both obviously France with Rayan, Cherki and Spain with Rodri. And for me, I don't think that's best. I think what is crucial here, with Rayan Cherki being out for weeks and Rodri still getting over these discomforts that he's having in his knee, I would feel much better with both of these players having the next 3 weeks from now off, and we have them ready and available after the international break. I think we can cope without Rayan Cherki and Rodri for games against AS Monaco away from home and Brentford away from home in the Premier League. We have depth there. We've got good squad numbers. We've got good squad options. And as long as we don't pick up any more injuries in them 2 games, I would be banking on that to allow Rayan Cherki and Rodri to have a full rest. I would rather them have 3 weeks off than to be rushed back and for them to then have another few weeks off from there because they're out injured because we've rushed them back. And this is what I was going on about at the beginning of the video and the title of the video. We're coming across here what I call the Rodri problem. He's got another discomfort in his knee, in the same knee where he had that ACL injury. He needs more rest. He needs better game management. You can't be asking him to do 3 games in 7 days, because what's going to happen is he's going to do them 3 games and then he's going to be out injured for 2 to 3 weeks as he recovers from there. We've got options like Nico Gonzalez, Nico O'Reilly, Tijjani, Reijnders. They can all cover in the Champions League. Calvin Phillips isn't registered in the Champions League, so he's not going to be featuring in this game, but he could be an option in particular when it comes to domestic cup competitions as we go and look towards trying to progress in the League Cup games against Swansea City coming up. Or if you're doing really well in a Premier League game, you can put Calvin Phillips on the bench and bring him on to get an additional 15-20 minutes and help aid the recovery here of Rodri's knee, because I'm really fearful here that what's going to happen is Rodri's going to end up pretty injury prone. He can do 2 or 3 games and then he misses 2 or 3 games, another 2 or 3 games and then he misses 2 or 3 games. And the way that you're going to get over that is giving the player enough time to recover, and then when they are back, ensuring that they're not playing at 100%, that they're playing every single game with every single minute. Rodri probably at this moment in time is fit enough to do 1 game a week, so when he comes back hopefully after the international break, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be looking at Man City's next games over the next 7 days, pinpointing which game is going to be the most important and the game that Rodri's going to have the most influence on, and that would be the game that he starts. In the other games you can put him on the bench, you can give him the odd 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, see how he's coping and manage his game time, because at the moment I don't think we've managed it well enough, and that's why he keeps getting injured, and that's why we're going to keep facing what I'm calling the Rodri problem. We know that Man City don't look as good without Rodri on the pitch, but I want Rodri to be available for as many games as possible, and you've got to persevere with that. You've got to allow him enough time to recover and then manage that expectation and manage that game time, and at the moment I don't think we've got it quite right. And at the moment I'm fearful that if this continues throughout the whole of this season, that Rodri's just going to end up being an injury prone player, another one of them players that's had an ACL injury who doesn't look the same player, who's got loads of injuries on the back of a very serious injury. And as a player that's getting towards his 30s now, it becomes even more difficult to do them recoveries. So City have got to get this right this season when it comes to Rodri's recovery, and for me it very much presents the Rodri problem. Not just we don't look as good without Rodri, but also we need to ensure that Rodri doesn't end up being an injury-prone player. And I would have that in mind. He wouldn't be featuring here. I'd maybe have him in the squad for the game against Brentford, just so he could get used to being back around the match squad. I'd be telling Spain that he's not available for them for the next 2 weeks. He's going to recover, and then he's going to be good to go after the international break, and then he's going to do, odd start here and appearance off the bench here and a start here and, manage it that way. Anyway, so in terms of my team prediction for this game, I'm going with a 4-3-3 formation. I think it's going to be Donnarumma starting in goal for City. I think Nunes will be given the nod again on the right-hand side. I'd go with Nico O'Reilly on the left-hand side with John Stones and Nathan Ake as Man City's 2 centre-backs. It does mean a rest there for Ruben Diaz, and also a short rest for Josko Gvardiol as well, as I'm pretty concerned about him picking up an injury after just coming back from injury too. So again, got to manage these key players' game time, so I'd do a bit of rotation, and if things aren't things are going south, we don't look as strong defensively. You get to 50, 60 minutes on, you can put the likes of Ruben, Diaz and Josko, Gvardiol onto the pitch. Into midfield, I'm going with Tijjani, Reijnders to go into that deeper role for Man City ahead of Nico, Gonzalez, because I don't think Pep's going to go with Nico G for this game. I wouldn't be surprised to see Nico G start, and if it was up to me, I would start Nico G. However, I'm just doing here based on my prediction of what I think Pep's going to do, and I think he's going to go Reijnders, Bernardo, Silva and Phil Foden as a Man City midfield three, with Oscar, Bobb and Jeremy Doku providing more depth for Manchester City out wide, and you're going to see the likes of Oscar, Bobb inverting into midfield, helping to support the striker Erling Haaland. You're going to get some overlaps coming in particular from Matheus, Nunes. On the left-hand side, you may see O'Reilly trying to get forward or inverted into midfield. You're going to see Jeremy Doku trying to use his pace to try and cause problems for AS Monaco, and if we can get that link-up play that we've been seeing over the last week, it's electric between Jeremy Doku and Erling Haaland, and that's what I want to see more of heading into this game. Could see some minutes for Mateo, Kovacic as well. Good to see him back. Could be an option for City in defensive midfield. I just don't think he is an option right now after just coming back from obviously an operation. So again, he needs his game time managing. And yeah, as I said, I'd rotate a little bit at the back. I'm a bit weary that we need to keep options in midfield. We need to keep players fit. We've got to persevere. Away games here against Monaco, away game against Brentford coming up. That takes us to the international break, and then we can assess again from there. In terms of my score prediction, I think 0-0 half-time, pretty close, narrow game. I'm going City to turn it up, put the heat on second half, 2 unanswered goals, 2-0 Manchester City, goals for Erling Haaland, and also finding some form, Phil Foden as well. In terms of my betting tip, I fancy Haaland to continue his good scoring form, so I'm going for him to score any time. I'm also going Phil Foden, as I said, finding his form too. I reckon he's going to score or assist any time as my betting tips. Don't think it's going to be both teams to score, Manchester City to win, and Man City to keep a clean sheet. So next up for AS Monaco, they're taking on OGC Nice at home in Ligue 1 on Sunday. They do play Tottenham Hotspur at home in their next Champions League game, another English team at home for them to take on. For Manchester City, we take on Brentford away from home next Sunday before a Champions League game against Villarreal away from home as our next Champions League game. Again, not going to be easy, and it's these away games that Man City kept coming unstuck in last season in the Champions League that was stopping us from progressing, stopping us from being a team that could finish in the top 8. So if we want to finish in the top 8, we need to be going to the likes of Monaco and Villarreal and picking up results and picking up wins. Man City picked up a cracking result against Napoli. We need to build on that, and if we can make it 6 points from 6, puts us in a really strong, solid position going forward into our final 6 Champions League league games. So, last note, I am back with a live watch-along for this game. It means live watch-alongs, regular content. They're back, going to be going live at 7:30 p.m. BST tomorrow for this game. I'm going to put the link out today for you to go and set your reminders. Looking forward to speaking and engaging with you guys again once more with a live watch-along. So do stay tuned for that. Link is out later on today for you to go and set your reminders for that. So, thank you everybody for watching. It is much appreciated. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It lets me know that you are enjoying the video. Do leave your thoughts in the comments below. How do we solve the Rodri problem? Let me know in the comments below, along with your score and team prediction for this game. Don't forget as well to subscribe if you're new around here. It is free to subscribe. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links are in the description too if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. I'll see you all again tomorrow for the live watch along of this game. Remember, link out later on today for you to go and set your reminders for. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.